Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm Lahefa.
Chris O.D.
Smiley Jizzle. Oh, yeah.
Oh. What they sprinkle Kool-Aid on this shit? That shit crazy.
So really, how's everybody's weekend?
It's good. I went to Fonzie with the little one.
Fonzie, what's that?
It's a trampoline park in Hampton. Shout out to Fonzie. Shout out to all the beautiful single baby mamas out there. They was flooded in there. How you go front? It was crazy.
Fun to see.
A lot of neck turners. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out. My daughter had a one time. She went with her little sister, which was cool. And yeah, had a fun time.
Shit, I ain't really do shit. I just tried new dishes. Help one of my boys move type shit. I did
What did you do?
I did watch a movie that made me think.
Which one?
No One Lives. You ever heard of that movie?
What's that about?
You heard of it? It's a dude that's a serial deleter.
Okay.
And he decides to take one of his victims out for a bite to eat. Meanwhile, another side story, a group of characters, some bit rowdy type,
Okay.
robbed some type of thing and got away with money, and one is a loose cannon, and typical.
Okay.
They cross paths.
Okay.
One of the people gets a little offended by their interaction and decides to make an example of the serial deleter.
Okay.
They kidnap him.
They don't even know he's a serial
Right.
leader. Okay.
He picks them all off one by one.
Sheesh.
No One Lives.
Gotcha.
Awesome fucking movie. But it just made me think about the person that's captive in the situation. What would they do? They have all these opportunities to escape. What could they have seen? Well, you know what they've seen. This guy, he deleted 15 students. So.
And the person he kidnapped was a woman?
Yeah, a girl.
And she fell in love with him in this movie.
Kinda, yeah.
So it just goes back to what E was saying. Like, sometimes that shit is bad, but it's a turn on. And they're gonna like what they like.
What?
Just fucked up situations like that. Like falling in love with serial deleters and people that kidnapped you, and that's some like primal.
If somebody kidnapped you, yeah, that's crazy. And if you knew that they were a serial deleter, it can't. That's an extreme situation. It can't be that crazy what they're doing. Like, they shouldn't be putting their hands on you. But it's just a matter of being like, they know who they are. They're confident. They are a leader. Like, that's the main thing. It's not. But if you're out here just taking people away and it wasn't self-defense, then that's.
Exactly. Man, I feel you, because that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy.
Like them women like Ted Bundy, they was going to the court hearing, and they were like, he was cute, but so what? Why are you focused on that? This guy is out of his mind, and you're going there supporting him, saying free him, or well, they wasn't saying that back then. They were saying something else, but they were in support of him because they were attracted to him because he had blonde hair and blue eyes, and he was a sex symbol, but he was a serial unaliver. You know how many women they said showed up? I don't know the amount, but I forgot the exact amount, but there were a lot. They were fans of him just because they were like obsessed because they didn't. I don't think they agreed with what he was doing, but then why you going there supporting him? Like he's crazy. He needs help. Like I think he needs to go to a mental institution and be in there so they could study him. Like as opposed to because when you do stuff like that, I feel like it's something not right with you. You got some type of issues. I think that I was just talking about that. I think that idea, and I think we did talk about it on here, where they give people the option now to decide if they want to have the memory of prison implanted into their brain, and then they could feel all the pain of the victim's family and their victims like so because that's what's missing from people that do these type of things. They don't have remorse because there's something wrong with their brain and the way that it's wired. So when they're able to do these things and not feel bad about it, and that's what keeps them doing it. Because if they felt bad and they could feel the pain of what they're doing, then they'd be less likely to create these things. I think, to do these things. I think that that would be a good idea if
Let me ask you something about that.
they implemented it.
Do you feel as though, or matter of fact, not even do you feel, but what are the chances of that technology to transform these individuals, these inmates, as like that? What are the chances that that technology is used against civilians? Like certain civilians get kidnapped, undergo a certain process where they don't even remember their life, and on some Total Rico shit.
But they could do that anyway if they already have the capability. So, even if they did do that, I still think it could help with if they literally really stick to what they're saying and don't fuck with nothing else. Like, and literally, that could reform. That could be a better, because it's modern day times. That could be a better when nothing else has been working. Because that's what we know is missing in sociopaths. They pretend to be normal and to have emotions and to be, they learn, they watch the people around them and they're good at it or whatever because they studied this or whatever. So they can, but they only do things for self. They don't care about what nobody like. They'll do whatever they can to survive and get by and stuff like that. But if they had that remorse and concern for other people's well-being, then empathy and sympathy, like normal people have, then that probably would stop them from doing it. I think if they really did that. Now, if they're actually going to use it for just that, and or do something else, start fucking with other shit and mess them up totally, create monsters, make them worse than what they were, that is a possibility. But and we don't know what they're really gonna do. But they already got the
technology to do it.
Yeah.
So do you think that the reward outweighs the risk in this situation?
I think if they stick to what they're saying, I think it could. But if they're
gonna stick to what they're saying though?
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want you to guess, and the only reason why I want you to
guess, gotta know their real intention.
That's what I'm saying. Only reason why I want you to guess is because I feel like deep down you could make an honest, reasonable opinion, and it would probably fall under the lines of a woman's intuition. You would probably be right. But if you can't accept that fate, then you ain't gonna give an answer to it because it's like, I don't want to fall under the lines. If I'm wrong, I don't want to even fall under the lines if I'm right, because this is a fucked up situation. Like, this is literally like.
And they already got, like I said, they already got the Neuralink. They already been using that
exactly.
people. So
they already have this technology basically. So it's like, what would that technology look in 5, 10 more years?
Yeah, and in other countries that's more technologically advanced than us or like further ahead when it comes to stuff like that. They've already got chips implants in people and they got it. They go open your car, go to work, you scan your wrist, like that's your badge, or everything, and there.
Like, you know what I'm really starting to think the bunkers are for? I'm starting to think the bunkers are for technology having some type of collapse, like, and then a lot of people
underground network.
Yeah, or maybe not even an underground. Maybe it's just in like a shelter that people can't get into. You see what I'm saying? Or people can't easily find or be accessible to, because if shit does hit the fan, let's say the power grid goes out for like a month. You know how many people gonna die? You know how many like or be unalive? You know how many people, you know what I'm saying, aren't gonna make it? Like there's people on life support now gone. There's people that's in the hospital now on respirators gone. There's people, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's backup generators, but how much backup generators? You see
I
what
was
I'm saying?
about to say that too. But yeah, it's only gonna last for so long.
It's only gonna last for so long.
Go steal something from the store.
Real talk. And you know, we could look at it as a bad thing, or
everything gonna get shut down. You're not gonna be able to get gas.
That's what I'm saying.
The power grid controls everything, and there's only like
not everything. The earth controls what we do with it, and I feel like if we tap in and like, because a lot of people, they've been brainwashed to be like, once they don't get their way, they get violent. You see what I'm saying? But if we could overcome that as a people, and I'm not talking about just, race shit. I'm talking about like good people versus people that don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? Because there's strength in numbers. So we know we're going to have to band together. We know we're going to have to come up with a system of survival that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to feed off the land. We're going to have to hunt, go back to, you know what I mean? Go back to some, and I feel like this is what happened with the Egyptians, and that's why they have all that technology, and we're like, how the fuck did they do that shit? Because they fucking forgot.
Yeah, I must have forgot.
They forgot, just like we forgot. And then we're getting to, I feel like we build ourselves up, and then once we're a detriment to the planet, because there's other forces on this planet other than us. I'm convinced of that shit now.
But what if it's not that we forgot? What if it's because we were enslaved?
And we are
and
still.
Then, no, but listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
What if we were enslaved, and then because of that slavery, we could no longer practice the things that we did before
naturally,
for so many centuries after that, and then eventually it just dissipated.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the goal. If one,
theoretically, I'm throwing that one out there. I don't know. I'm just saying as another alternative. Like,
I think based off what you're saying, right? If one group of people are natural to this planet and one group of people aren't natural to this planet, the way to ensure survival is integration. It's not segregation, it's integration. Because now when you can integrate, love is love, and you know what I'm saying? But guess what? When those children mix with certain genetics, you see what I'm saying? Those children take on the characteristics of the dominant genetics. So now you give yourself like a extra guy. Like if it was a game, you give yourself an extra guy because now your lineage was going to be cut short if it was just natural. But now because you made the mix, you do that. So when people say like, oh, racism is about getting all black people off the planet, that's impossible. I think the people know how valuable the original people is to this planet, because they want to enslave us. They want to, kill a lot of us, but they are not gonna eradicate us like tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So we're a necessity to this planet for some reason, even if we don't know it, right? So going back to just how I feel like they're trying to enslave, or they've been enslaving the planet, right? If we, if let's say the Egyptians, if the Egyptians had the technology to do surgery, dentistry, all of this shit, first they didn't. It wasn't in no records of them knowing this information. Then all of a sudden, after the Emerald Tablets, after you seen them saying the Hermetica, after all of this wild alleged mythology starts creating real metaphysical or physical shit, it's like, come on, bro. Like they had to get this knowledge from somewhere, and they're saying that they got it from Thoth. And Thoth is saying that he is, you know what I mean, an alien basically from another planet that came down here with his brothers and his family of deities, and they taught the land what the fuck they taught the land. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, this shit.
There's so many different religions mixed in there.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's like, but
you got to think those religions were different deities.
It's all one thing. Just to tie it into a bow. It's to establish control.
It's American gods.
No. Listen. It's to establish control.
Yeah.
Just a discussion of having overall religion or overall belief is about control.
Mm-hmm.
Because there has to be a supreme whatever, no matter what.
But control.
We know that it's a system of white supremacy. What are the means that we can work within it?
But that's the control that you're talking about, right? So if it runs off of control, then your inner control has to matter too, right? That's primary. Like if we're talking about control, we're talking about how you control your inner self, so your external world is afflicted. So right, if you control your inner self, if you understand yourself, right, and you say, okay, how do I move? I have to move with the heart. The heart represents Jesus, right? Because Jesus is
that's the other thing, though.
Jesus' aura.
So going back into religion.
No, it's going into spirituality, but let me tell you why it doesn't go into religion. Because religion.
Because Jesus is
hold on,
spirituality.
Hold on. Check this out. Religion says you can't relate Jesus Christ to a chakra, which is something that Jesus allegedly in the Bible was against. That's what religion says. Spirituality says you can take a deity from the Bible and you can correlate it and see, okay, there is something different that resonates with me with this dynamic. Like if we're talking about the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, none of those
but you believe Jesus was a deity.
I don't believe Jesus was a deity in the sense that there was no Jesus. There was Yahshua, there was the Son of Yahweh, and you know what I'm saying? Do I believe he was legit and he was doing some of the things that was put in the Bible? 100%. 100%. And I believe there's a lineage, and I believe the Rastas got it right with worshiping who they worship, and they didn't just pick him. They was like, yo, these are what the person that said he was going to come back under Jesus's lineage is going to say. So that's why they worship Haile Selassie as Jesus, because he has that same bloodline, and it makes sense with, you know, the king of all kings in Ethiopia. If you think about it, like, you know, not to go too deep into it, but there's a lot of connections.
You already went there.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot of connections. There's a lot of connections with the Christian faith, with the Ethiopian, or Christianity, I should say, to Ethiopia. And I feel like this is just my personal feeling. I feel like there would be a reason why that place would be considered so holy, and there was evidence that Jesus or Yahshua really went to that land and allegedly had a lineage. So I don't know, like, um, my bad, but I don't know. I just feel like there is a lot of truths in every religion, but you have to be able to look at it from the outside looking in. If you're inside of the religion, then you can't see outside of that religion. And I can't do that for my spirituality journey because I need to see all of the, you see what I'm saying? The only shit I don't want to see is the shit that make me feel uneasy, like demonic type shit. You see what I'm saying? That's the shit I don't want to see. Like, I don't want to see the Book of Solomon and what he had to go through with the hold on.
Ooh, somebody say you're gay.
Yeah, that's crazy. What happened?
Somebody wrote that in the chat.
They wrote what?
You're gay.
What?
And it automatically like blocked.
Oh, they blocked it. Yeah. Let me call you back. I'm doing a pod.
Trolls.
It's not trolls, it's demons, bro.
But
we're talking about some real shit. It's gonna fucking ruffle some feathers.
Don't give them any energy. Like I'll say this.
I'm just acknowledging they demons.
Just not to go too deep into the rabbit hole.
That's why they bad about it.
We did have topics, but we're on the ball right now. So
people is engaged, Smiley. That's how I look at it.
I'm gonna say this.
We talk about something that.
Please be respectful in the comments.
Nah, keep it coming.
Hit the like button.
Keep it coming. I don't care because it's a comment and it engages on our page. So I don't care.
The whole thing that I'm saying is like the whole purpose with religion for years has been to kind of
scare people into
right, because just your word enough or confining people wasn't enough. They had to have, and you didn't want to just delete everyone.
He said, "My bad, I didn't mean to call you."
You didn't want to just
in a bad mood.
he saw the picture. See, well, if he said sorry, it's all good. But that was a demonic energy, my boy. You gotta let go of them demons sometimes, you know. But we love that you engage. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you for tuning
in. Yeah. At the end of the day, troll's gonna troll, man. Even him apologizing after saying something crazy like that, it's crazy. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing that I'm talking about. The freedom to just go on somebody's shit. Like, I remember when I was a teenager or some shit, and I would do stupid shit like that. I ain't had nothing better to do. You know what I mean?
Say that.
So I look at it as like that's kind of a freedom versus the control. Like, it's so wrong for people to speak their mind. If he felt like that, fuck it. Why would you feel like that? What makes you feel like that's an okay thing to do? And then in the way that society teaches these people, because I was talking to my boy the other day about, school. After kids get out of school, there's nothing for them to go to. There's no more Q House. There's no more Boys and Girls Club is trying to phase out. They got all those programs are being shut down. They don't have anything outreach, and they're saying that it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything for the kids. But there are some kids that benefit from it because there's a lot of single households. And I'm sorry, we need to work on what we have, fix what we have, and also encourage the changes that need to be done to prevent single parent households from happening from the jump. But let's work on these kids because maybe these kids can see how it's more beneficial to have someone that's a helpful partner in your life instead of being by yourself.
And the programs that they have need to be more affordable.
Well, he was saying like we could buy this property and we could get a food court and have like the basketball court set up, have like an arcade, semi type of shit. Kids come there, they could play pool or whatever, or have a little bowling alley or some shit in there, and they could come there and they could, hang out or whatever. They got a little area to do their homework and shit. Like they have people in there that's like volunteer, get a little bit of bread to help out. Kids could get a little job while they work in there, you know what I mean? But the hard thing would be funding. How much would this cost? Like the funding would be crazy. Because the city really probably ain't gonna support nothing like this. And then we're gonna have to think about how long over time this would take. I didn't really think about all those things at the beginning.
That's why Umar
but
taking so long.
Then he was like, yo, like it would be a dream come true to be able to establish our own institution or something like that. But the government makes it so hard for us to do these things. So it's just like we have to try to work with each other the best that we can. Speaking on that, look at Kanye. Kanye's a sociopath.
I can't wait.
Is he? You think so?
It's a lot going on with Kanye. You know what I mean?
They said he made that girl do that, and she didn't even want to.
I said that.
They said she was.
I said that.
They was reading their lips because he was whispering in her ear before she did it. When she came there, she had the coat on, and then he was like, they said he told her to take it off, and she was like, no. And you could see if you look at her face, she do look like she's scared. Like she just look like something is not right. Like if you look at her other videos when they walking and stuff, like she just don't look like she want to be there.
I don't peep that. I peep when you have no values, or when your standards are not like up to par with like the norm. It's like, oh, well, I'll do anything for clout. I'll do anything for bread.
And who are we talking about?
His wife or his ex-wife. No, the old girl that got butt naked on at the
that one.
They wasn't even after. They just came there and did that. Then they put them out after she took her clothes.
Yeah, it was a problem because you know why? If it was a black woman, then you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have went so crazy with it. But because it was a white woman, it made it look like he was in control of her, and like that was his white slave. And you see what I'm saying? And white people didn't like that.
he's a billionaire again,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he's a billionaire not off of anything, because nobody fucks with him in that world. So he's just over himself now. You know what I'm saying? He's selling his own merch under him. You know what I mean? What Sway been told this dude. But yeah, so
what do you think about that interview? Did you see the interview with Kanye and Act? You seen it? So we all seen it?
No.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I don't watch.
So I'll just give you a nutshell. So he came in there in a black KKK outfit.
Mm-hmm.
He's up there and he's just, he's talking crazy, saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But he addressed how he felt about Jay-Z, and he referred to him as being a slave to the white man.
Okay, so can I say what you know what I'm saying? Like Kanye, a lot of things that he says is valid. And I'll never not say that a lot of things that he says is valid. But there's a spirit of hypocrisy that comes with him. There's a spirit of vanity that comes with him. And there's a spirit of egotistical that comes with him, for sure. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know if it's mixed in and he's not taking his medication, or he doesn't feel like he needs medication and he feels like he's fine, or I don't know what it is. but regardless of what it is, it's like, okay, we could stand with something if you didn't have a side that agrees with something that we don't stand for. And this is just, so first of all, I think I mentioned this on another pod. It's like a lot of the points that he makes is right after an album. In this situation is Bully. In the last situation it was
Yeah, you tell her to do that to promote the album.
That's what I'm saying. Is it for the promotion of the album, or is it for a personal exposure of the industry? You have to pick a side, because if you're saying it's for both, then what you're saying is you can entertain people while telling them the truth, and people are going to do anything about that. No, people aren't going to validate it as real because it's entertainment. So it's not going to inspire anybody to be.
Curveball, what do you think about Jesus Walks video, the original uncut video?
I thought it was
dragging across everything artistically. How controversial? What do you think about it?
I think as far as what they put on the music, on the radio, it was good because you put an aspect that
But I said the video.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about the song as a whole. You see what I'm saying? For them to put a rapper that is talking about Jesus in his single is unheard of, because that showed that, hey, at that time he's trying to make legitimate changes on how people receive music, because you couldn't do that back in the day. So I can respect that as an artist, saying, "Oh, he pushed those boundaries." Do I feel like he pushes those boundaries anymore?
Like you can hate me now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was
And
fly.
that other song by Kanye West, his face was in the sky, like he was in the clouds, like he was like, and his eyes was like, and then there was like angels. I forgot the name of the.
He made a gospel album. You see what I'm saying? Like
no, but this was when he was rapping. This was still when he was the old Kanye.
Oh, okay.
I forgot the name. Power. Ain't that video crazy?
Yeah, because it's like a whole Warhol video, or I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a kaleidoscopish, mythical type, you know what I mean? Symbolism type. And I don't know, like, to me, certain shit resonates or doesn't resonate. Like, a lot of the music up till I will even say Donda resonated. And that's why I'm like, okay, I fuck with this shit. But then it's like, yeah, you know, I'm not even mad at that.
It was some voodoo.
It probably was, but at the end of the day, what voodoo is for real isn't what voodoo is in the Western civilization, and that's just facts. So I'm not gonna ever be naive and just be like, oh, just because it's voodoo is bad, because it's not. Like, there is good energy and spirits that, you know what I mean. But yeah, man, like I said, like, I just feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy in what he's talking about. Like, you would like Axe said in the video, you wouldn't want nobody to talk about your kids. You talk about Jay-Z kids. You wouldn't want
leave the kids out of it.
Yeah, like, that's my biggest thing. Like, leave the kids out of it.
And then when you bring up the kids, even if you want to talk about it, if you just mention them.
That's what I'm saying, and you know that, and it's like, oh, he's supposed to be bad. Okay, so you're baiting him. Like, anybody that baits a person publicly, like, there's something to say about their character, and it's not positive. If you're baiting somebody to attack you to make it seem like, you know what I mean, we're already at war, so this is some real Sun Tzu shit. Like, he's really on some war tactic shit, because he's baiting him to see if, because there's already static, right? So it's not like there isn't static with him and Jay-Z and that whole camp, right? So he's basically making it known, like, making it be known that he doesn't rock with him at all. Like, there is no reconciliation. There's nothing. Like, as far as Jay-Z is concerned and Kanye, that relationship is over with, because Jay-Z is on the other side, like Kanye was saying, and Kanye is on the side that he's on. So the tactic is, because there's already a problem and it's not public, you got to make it public, so you know if anything happens, who was more likely to do this shit. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And who to blame. You're already going to know it's either Jay-Z, it's either somebody in the Jewish community, in the music business that he was saying by name. You see what I'm saying? Julian or Lucien or whatever the fuck.
Lucien Grange.
Like all of this shit is, to me, it's like, yo, you're not gonna do this shit and say that you care about your kids because you're gonna get eliminated. Like, you're gonna get eliminated. Like, there's no way that you're gonna go at these powerful people and they don't eliminate you. And if they don't eliminate
that's what
you,
I'm saying, they don't move like that. They're not gonna eliminate you from you talking about their kids.
So hold on. If they
don't move
hold on,
like
hold
that,
on. Hold on. Not even the kids. Not even the kids. I'm talking about the swastika shit. I'm talking about everything that he is doing.
But that's all emotional shit. All of that is internet, YouTube. Moving on to that, like, just like you saying that, okay, boom. We got Aaron the plumber. This was another topic. Aaron the plumber, who had a beef with one of the YouTube dudes, Marquette Mason or something like that, or Kaysen or whatever. He looks like Nick Van Exel. He's got like a bald head kind of. Okay. He was talking about, he was on a podcast called Saints and Sinners.
Okay. That's a wild podcast.
Right. And he's supposed to be saint or whatever.
All right.
There's a TV show called that too. It's over though.
Right. So on his pod, he was talking about an altercation that Aaron the plumber recently had, where he was chilling with one of Ray J's exes or something like that, and she was feeling him supposedly. This is alleged shit. She was feeling him supposedly, and Ray J sicked his his bouncers on him, or his security guards on him. Security guard got all up in his face. You know how Aaron the plumber get down. He took his shirt off and everything, flexing.
In a real way.
Right. Dude, he was like, squabble up, like, you know what I mean, to the dude or whatever. Dude kind of like backed down. He didn't do nothing. Aaron turned around and
snuck him.
And then no. He spit on him. Right.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can say spit on YouTube, but I don't know.
That's a game.
he did that, and you know, he turned around, he wiped it, and then he put his arms up. But they said that it cut after that, so nobody knows what happened after that part of the film. But he was saying that the situation got stopped, and he just left outside. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to leave," whatever. So they say he ran off. Like, why wouldn't you still do it? Oh, so what? He got a gun. I'm still not, you know what I mean? Whatever. But other people, so he was saying, like, yo, dude had a gun. Like, my life is more important, whatever. I'm not gonna lose my life over that, but it is gonna be a problem. I am gonna bring the law into it, whatever. So he snitched. He, you know, whatever. Everybody making a whole thing about it, but this dude, this other YouTuber, his thing, he gets involved. So then Aaron the plumber comes onto his podcast while he was doing it. He was also talking to a girl that Aaron the plumber was staying with for a little bit. And she was talking about how he used to stalk her and all these other things, just airing out all his dirt. So then Aaron the plumber pops on the live. This recently happened. It's like brand new news. Everybody kind of, it's not as big as Diddy, but it's just the news. So this dude is beefing with this dude. Apparently this dude, he's a boxer, you know what I mean? Well, he boxes, whatever. He said he keep that thing on him. You know, he don't seem like a really tough guy, but you don't have to be a tough guy to have a firearm. So it is what it is. But in any case, he calling the plumber out. He's never really turned up like this, but maybe nobody ever made him do that. Aaron the plumber is kind of a froggy dude. His name is Marquette.
He's a podcaster?
Yeah, from a podcast called Saints and Sinners.
Oh, yeah, okay.
and he had a beef with another dude or whatever, and you know, they no longer did the podcast anymore, but that dude passed away. He was talking kind of reckless about him, you know, kind of like, you know, it's just like they say on the internet, you know, it make a different type of person. Like, you could be not really a tough guy, but on the internet protected by your IP address. You know what I mean? You not.
And niggas could find that.
Right. You know what I mean? So if you out here talking crazy, at least have a VPN, man, so you don't get yourself hurt. Because some of these dudes are smart. I don't know if you ever seen YouTuber Rock Solid. Shout out to Rock Solid.
And some of them are crazy.
But he was a little bit smart, yo. And he found out the dude's address through his IP address because he didn't have a VPN. And he went to his crib, and and this was a big dude, yo. You know, he went to his crib and started beating on his car with a bat, telling the dude to come outside. And because the dude was talking real crap, because he put his music out there. His music wasn't all that good. Yo. No offense, bro. But
it didn't deserve
right, but it ain't deserve for the dude to, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna get criticized, you know what I mean? But the dude was a troll, really nasty. So the dude went to confront him about it and went to his house, and he was like, yo, I said I would find anybody, you know, I was gonna get one of you trolls that be out there, you know what I mean, coming on. Why you gotta come on my page? If you don't like it, just leave or send a dislike or something. But you don't got to stay in here and be in the comments the whole time, like, you know, trying to turn other people away from my music, you know what I mean? Which I kind of agree with, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, you know, sometimes people really put a lot of work into having these pages and whatever, you know what I mean? And they take up their personal time to really engage in the audience or stuff like that. And you turn away the audience that they do have that are loyal to them. It's kind of not fair. Like, if you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. But don't try to mess it up for everybody else. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of stupid. And it's pointless. Like, you don't got better stuff to do. Like, if you don't really like it, like, why you here? Like, you obviously enjoy it.
You don't got better stuff to do. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that shit, dog.
Troll's gonna troll, cuz.
Aaron the Plumber, I feel like he's come a long way, like, for people to still like be talking about him. And
how you feel about that, though? Do you feel like he should have walked away from the fight?
Yeah.
You feel like he should have walked away from the fight, or he should have tried to fight the dude because he spit on him even though he had a gun? Because you talk about being rah-rah. Should you risk your life and fight somebody?
No.
Or should you try to avoid
that's
it?
Dumb. I'm not going to tell nobody without
That's
a gun.
what the Marquette guy was saying. Yo, if you bought that life, you know what I mean, then you should just, you know, really rah-rah, really, I mean, you know.
Do you think that Marquette guy is happy about the success of Aaron the Plumber?
He sound like a hater.
So there you go.
Sound a little unfortunate.
That you know what I mean? I'm not a hater, so I can't feel that way. Like, for me, I'm just happy that he found a way to support himself without a 9-to-5, because that's the fuck I'm trying to do. So I'm happy at anybody else that does that, because I'm never trying to hate on nobody that's in that position. Whether, even if they is, like he was saying, it's clout chasing. Like, it is clout chasing, but he made a way for his family where he doesn't have to plumb no more. He didn't have to be a plumber no more. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that.
Shout out to Aaron the Plumber.
That's not hating, it's just saying your opinion about how he's getting your money. Just like people would have an opinion about a sex worker. Like, you gotta have some boundaries of what you will and will not do for money.
Absolutely.
I mean, he making this everybody, you know, like, content.
Do you feel like he did anything? Do you think that he did anything that he wasn't comfortable with doing?
I think it's just like ratchet. Just like that.
It is ratchet. I mean, that nigga probably ratchet. He like to fight.
That's what I'm saying.
Any nigga that like to fight is ratchet.
But he ain't want to fight when he got spit on.
I mean, yeah, because you got to be smart. The nigga had a gun. You're not going to be dumb.
Is that scary, or is that like, you know?
It's dumb. It's why would I throw out my life to fight a nigga with a gun?
Because sometimes, like, yo, being a hero could be dumb. Sometimes being scared.
My thing is,
could be smart.
Exactly. Right? My thing is, if Charleston White is smart because of him saying everything that he's saying,
I think fear.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
then why can't Aaron the Plumber do it? He fight, but he still
another term. Here's
White
another term for fear.
Yeah,
precautious.
But that's what
precautious could be fear. Because somebody could be afraid to do something for whatever reason. You just got something bad could happen. Knowing that it's possible, yeah, there's always the chance. But if you don't take a risk, you miss out because you didn't take the opportunity that was right in front of you.
I mean, some opportunities are disguised as good ones until they go bad. Like, what did Dave Chappelle say? Keeping it real goes wrong. It's like
keeping it real goes wrong.
It's like that's a reality of life.
Taking an opportunity.
You can't take every opportunity.
Okay.
You can't take every
one.
But
that's what I'm saying. Opportunity. There's risk with some opportunity. I mean, you gotta have your word discernment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's definitely
you should actually kind of respect the opportunity that you're getting and try to have at least an understanding of what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, I respect that. If he wanted to fight,
there's an opportunity.
Hold on, check this out.
In the realm of what you're like, okay, say you get an opportunity in music. Mm-hmm. Certain time, like you get an opportunity with music with Diddy before you knew about all of this other stuff.
It's an opportunity to take. This is what I'm saying, Smiley.
I said you have to have know about all this stuff about him.
But this is what I'm saying, right? Me personally, I'm not signing to nobody unless I have some knowledge of what the characteristics of this person is. Mm-hmm. So for me to sign with Diddy, I would have to see some interactions with something to make me say, okay, I would sign with Diddy. Like me personally, I wouldn't sign with Ross. I would sign with Currency. Because it's like Currency, I know he just has the energy. I'm not going to say I know this definitively, but he has the energy of somebody that's not going to take advantage of an artist. You see what I'm saying? And there's some people that think clout is more, like I wouldn't sign to Rock Nation. Because there's like that machine, I don't think like, especially now, I don't even know if Jay's still in charge of Rock Nation or he sold that or what the situation was. But even Jay-Z himself, it's like, I'm not going to sign to that situation because you'll see how he runs his other artists. It's not really a personal relationship. It's more of a business relationship. And that business shit gets in the way of the personal shit. Right? Every time, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you could be my man's or you could be my manager. And you got to pick one.
Business is business.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't mix it ever.
See? And that's rules that I live by. So I got to look at it like, yo, you can't fuck with everybody. You see what I'm saying? And with the Diddy specifically, this is why I was upset with Kanye. It's like you're calling this man twin. You're saying that who doesn't get in domestics with his girl at sometimes. This is what he said on this ACT interview. And I'm just like, look, I understand that people get into altercations with their woman. You see what I'm saying? And I understand that the shit could get bad. But this is deeper than an altercation, big dog. If you want to say his ex-wife, Kim Porter, if you want to say what Suge is talking about from jail, if you want to say what rest in peace to her soul, Valletta Wallace was talking about, this is like, yo, when people that you find credible are saying the same narrative about this person, and they've been saying it and they never changed up. Like, especially, I'm gonna stick with Valletta. I can't even say her name. Valletta Wallace, excuse me. I'm gonna stick to her because Mrs. Wallace has no reason to think that somebody who claims to be Biggie's best friend would put her in a predicament where she wasn't getting some type of royalties or she wasn't getting some type of, you know what I mean, compensation. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like nothing is going to her. And it's like, yo, we don't know. Like, a lot of people get sick and pass before you can find out the truth on why this person isn't in better circumstances. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. Like, I could sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I truly believe that if you want to know somebody, you know how they treat the people that you love. Real shit. So yeah, man, Kanye. Now I'm gonna pray for you, Kanye, because the music, like I said, the music is still good, but just who you're around, I can't fuck with you. Because now the shit that you saying ain't adding up to be genuine because you're sitting here promoting Diddy. You know what I mean? You trying to free Diddy. You wearing Sean John. You trying to put that situation back like, oh, he's me. And you know what I'm saying? You did the same thing.
John.
Yeah.
They had a Sean John shirt on in the beginning of the video.
And he got a song with him and his daughter on it.
Into a black KKK outfit.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, come on, man. Like, I could feel the change in the message before. I don't feel that same change now. I feel the misdirection.
I feel like it's gimmicks. I feel like it's Kanye, Charleston White, Aaron the Plumber.
Even with Charleston White, he would be dropping.
The dude, all of them drop some real shit. What's his name? Lil Woody.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all, this is all entertainment at the end of the day, because these are all entertainers in some capacity.
True.
Comedians or whatever, whatever they are. Because it's really, you get a lot of good reviews from all of this shocking entertainment that we get to watch and we get to discuss. But the piece of it that the reason that I like to talk about is because it's engaging. Everybody's watching it. But what is everybody learning from this? Are people learning that this is the way that we should be if we want to make money? Or are people learning? I think people get something from everything. So it's like, yo, you get a dopamine, it's a little enticing, it's a little, oh my God, I don't believe this person did that. But then there's got to be some sliver of who would do that, or I would do the same thing. So which one is it? And then if it's a lot of those people that's saying I would do the same thing, why do you think that's okay? And I kind of speak to those individuals, whatever age you may be. If you think it's okay to do some of this shit, then there's something wrong with you, and I hope you don't have any children. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy, and that's the whole point of this podcast. Like I love to talk about these things, but I also like to talk about them because, again, these are engaging things. But objectively, when we look at it, and I like to say objectively because if I had a child, I would keep my child off of the internet. Like I feel like social media is nothing but trouble at this point. I love the opportunity to be able to use it to pay bills and shit. But I also appreciate the opportunity to forewarn individuals that, yo, you need to be mindful of how, whatever type of privacy settings or whatever you could put on your fucking shit. Because I was just watching something earlier today. On another note, there's a fucking fake what you call it, Peppa Pig. So there's a fake Peppa Pig around, and it's under the kids rating, so it comes up and it's doing crazy shit. Like the mom is drowning Peppa Pig in the bathtub. Peppa Pig is hurting the kid. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So it's like, because I was watching some shit that showed like 30 banned cartoons or whatever in America and shit. And it was wild, like episodes and different cartoons that just got taken off. But they got taken off for a crazy reason. And you're like, yeah, it's a reason why they took this shit off. But it was wild. Like a lot of them was wild.
They've been doing that though. Look at the animes. Dragon Ball Z was not the same.
Oh man!
Like Frieza was decapitating people. It was crazy.
I just got Crunchyroll, so I've been watching. I've been watching Frieza impaling people and all.
We didn't see none of that back in the day. Like it was vicious. Like, oh wow, it was cursing at everything on that shit. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, yeah,
I mean, those, that and Attack on Titan, like, that's not for children, but like, we don't monitor what we have our kids watching because the parents aren't parenting. Like reality is
letting the system raise them.
When we know that you got social media. We know that you got Kanye West, who makes brilliant music but does crazy stuff, who has a child and says some stuff that's thought provoking, but then it's like, look at what you're doing. And you know that these children see these things because it's not your fault that parents aren't watching their kids, but it's like the message that you're putting out to all of your people is on some cult shit. Like, yo, it's okay to do some of this wild shit. And it's like he's getting more and more money to keep doing it. You know what I mean? And it's like I love that. I want black people to support black people as much as anybody. But I also want us to support each other the right way. Like, even with Malcolm X, with By Any Means Necessary, he didn't mean, cutting our own, sticking the knife in our brothers' backs. You know what I mean? He didn't mean that. He meant that we wanted to be appreciated just like we appreciate other people, and we want to be respected just like we respect other people.
Malcolm X was big upon separating the house Negroes with the field Negroes. There's an actual whole speech about that. Like, this dude definitely felt like there was people that represented our culture that didn't really represent our culture, and they had the agenda of like black people that looked like us but didn't want the best for us. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to put that out there. Like, there was a form of separation from people that was really for the cause that he was talking about, and people that were against it for whatever reason. And
I don't want to disagree too much with your point.
That included
just one part I want to throw in there. There was points in his story where he was going down a certain path, and then there was a point where he separated from that path because he felt like, and I'm talking about when he became Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. There was points when he got to a path, and then he separated from that path because he seen that path was not conducive to his people. Absolutely. And then he changed his approach, upon which he was assassinated by his own people. What I'm saying in terms of with Malcolm X is that we don't have leaders with his aptitude to try to bring us to a path. Harriet Tubman, no matter what type of, fucking scandals might be upon her, for somebody to lead our people in the right direction to do, because you can't take everybody. Some people are gonna.
I don't got the papers downstairs. I was like, I gotta go get this. Oh, you got it. You got papers, gangster.
Some people are going to subscribe to it.
Life changer right now.
Some people not gonna rock with it. But you have to try to get as many people as you can. It's gonna be separate because they're gonna understand that, we need to rock with them, and then we're gonna welcome them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they had to find their way the hard way, unfortunately.
My point was that you can't welcome everybody because there's people that's going to try to sabotage you from the inside.
They're going to try.
And this is what I'm saying.
You got to have better provision.
That's what I'm saying. You have to watch out for these type of people. You can't let anybody, just because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And that's the realest shit that I could say, because that's why the people that are at the highest points of money, they are usually selfish people.
Trust your brother before you trust another.
Yeah, but the point that I'm trying to make.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Exactly. Nigga got shot.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta just think about it. You gotta practice whatever. You said discernment, right? You gotta practice that, and you gotta really approach that situation delicately. How well do you know that person that you inviting into your life? 100%. You know what I mean? You really got to judge a situation of how good you judge situations. If you a bad judge of character, you shouldn't have no damn friends. You should have a caretaker, because you obviously have very poor judgment and you fuck yourself up. Unless you just fuck it, I'm grown, I just want to fuck up my life, then just what I mean,
conservatorship.
Do it. You know what I mean? But it's entertainment at the end of the day.
I mean, allegedly, but you know, like I'm just gonna double down on like I appreciate the scattered information and what I mean the scattered truth in what he says, but you know who else gives you scattered truth and who's notoriously known for giving you scattered truth? Satan. Snakes. You know what I'm saying? Like people like that or entities like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll give you some truth, but they won't give you all of the truth, so you can't make the best assessment or move because you're manipulated. You don't have all of the facts.
Oh, bro.
And it's like, yo, that's what it's Kanye's really giving right now. Like he's giving that like, yo, he's putting down some truth, but it's like a lot of the shit that he's doing is misdirection. And I don't think that misdirection is by accident. I think it's on purpose. And this is what is getting me kind of like did they get to him already? Like is this all a media stunt where it's to say like, oh, this is a problem and it's not really even a problem, like they already controlled the problem and they're making us think that this is just regular him. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't know, but this is what it's given to me. Like I could be a conspiracy theorist. I could just what I mean. But I really think that would explain a lot if you really think about it. That he is being manipulated by the same people that he's talking about, and it's like they know he's not going to do anything because he's saying everything that he's supposed to say, but there's no action behind anything that he's you know what I'm saying? There's no action. It's like, okay, you got your white ex-wife or wife or whatever the situation out there butt ass naked and she didn't really want to be. Look how they treat their women historically I'm talking about. You think they give a fuck? You think they give it like I'm just whoever they are. You think they give a fuck? Mm. You see what I'm saying? It's just like it's subtle jabs that it's like if they're not really affected, then what the fuck? They don't have to take him out. That makes sense. But if you're really doing this and you're really pissing off the people that you're claiming that you're pissing off, and there's nothing they could do, they can't sue you, they can't like best believe. And then like God forbid if anything does happen, I hope that it's not. I hope it's just with him, and I hope it's not anything or anybody around him because that's gonna be my problem. It's like, bro, I called this shit. I called it. I said it wasn't gonna be Kanye. It's gonna be somebody that's close to him. And then fucking you caused it because you knew they was coming after you. Mm. You knew what you was saying. You knew what you was doing. This is why I say this shit doesn't feel genuine. It feels selfish. It feels egotistical. It feels like it's all about what he has to do. And like, yo, bro, like it's not all about you. But that's just my opinion with that situation. God bless Kanye. I hope he finds peace and gets out of that matrix that he claims is so demonic, but he's still in that shit making money.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. So these gluttony in a human form.
to this celebrity type, money is everything.
She look like Majin Buu.
Who?
Remember that pink?
Majin Buu. She don't watch.
She didn't watch it. My bad. It was Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh. I only know Goku, Vegeta.
You know Gohan.
Piccolo.
You know Piccolo. You know Krillin.
Yeah, I heard them.
Gangster. Okay. That's the mains, right?
I watched a few episodes before, but I don't watch it.
I really got into too heavy. Mm-hmm. Was you a bigger Sailor Moon fan?
I like Pokemon.
Oh, you like Pokemon? Yeah, Pokemon was fire. I feel like it's the music that got me. Like when I was a kid,
Yeah,
you hear
the
that
theme
fucking
song.
music.
It was encouraging.
Exactly.
Uplifting.
They don't even have that shit no more. I've never heard a theme song so fucking motivating since that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Pokemon, I will travel across the land.
Killing that shit.
Searching for That's what that was. The Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
Pokemon,
gotta catch up, it's you and me. I know it's my best.
Look at me out in the back.
You're my best friend in the world we must defend.
Oh yeah. Speaking of kids, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about bullies? There was a situation.
Oh no, do not.
There was a situation.
Here we go.
With some kids. So there was a kid. It started off with the podcast showing a viewing of a kid that had been deleted. Unfortunately, my condolences.
Oh my gosh.
Due to taking their life because they were bullied. And then it showed another video clip of a father who was disciplining his daughter because she got kicked off the bus for bullying. So he made her walk and he followed her behind the car and he recorded it.
Walk. Let me see.
And people were talking about that as he was abusive or whatever.
And he just made her walk?
Yeah, he made her walk and he followed behind her.
He drove behind her because there was no sidewalk.
So he didn't beat her, he made her walk, and it's still a problem about his parenting? You see how they're trying to take out of any discipline? You see how they're trying to take out any responsibility for a young lady? I know you don't because you have sense. But you see how bullying. You see how they promoting this shit.
But hold on. Now let's talk about bullying. Now the daughter shouldn't be bullying nobody.
Period.
A son shouldn't be bullying nobody. But I feel like there's antagonists in your life for young men that prepares you for a reality of for the reality of the future. You know what I mean? When you become a functioning adult. So when you get into adulthood, you're going to approach certain circumstances that's going to test you, challenge you. You know what I mean? Moments of adversity. You know what I mean? And you're going to have to approach them with a sense of, okay, sometimes urgency. I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Right now. I got to make a decision. And if you've never been approached with this experience before in your life, you might not know how to do it. You might handle it crazy and outrageous or impulsively and make the bad decision. But the only point that I'm making is I'm not saying that it's necessarily good. But my point that I did say, which could be kind of biased to a lot of people, is that I believe that bullying does build character in some. I'm not saying it always does, but nothing always works out the same for everybody.
My point is that in this situation, it's clear like they don't want the young lady to have to take orders from a disciplinary man. And it's like it's clear. It's like that's the problem. The problem is like first the problem was okay, you can't spank the child to punish them. Okay, cool. But like E said, she doesn't find anything wrong. So it's not anything wrong with taking the accountability and having some form of discipline, like she said. But the problem is the people that is making this go viral is the people that don't want there to be no disciplinary actions or no accountability coming from a man. They were trying to take the male out the fucking picture so it's no man that usually, because the man is usually the person that teaches discipline. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna see it through the man's actions of how he has to deal with his life because he knows that he's not valued the most in that motherfucking family, guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? But he has to take that accountability that he's still in control or the leader of that situation. But if you're not getting valued as such, some women would be emotionally attached to, well, I'm not getting the recognition or I'm not feeling the love. And you know what I mean? They can't teach that disciplinary because there's emotions attached to it, or there is what other people think is gonna be attached to it. And not all women think like E. Not all women are gonna be like, yo, I see the value in a man in the house. Some women are gonna be like, yeah, fuck that. Like, she shouldn't have to do nothing coming from him just because they have the resentment of men in general, bro. And this is why this shit is so fucking crazy to me because it's just like, who is allowing this shit? The people that allow this shit have to be part of the problem too. And the people that are allowing this shit is the people that are literally agreeing that, yo, that punishment was too much and this is his biological daughter. What is the problem?
Check this out. Waka Flocka says he would save his wife before his child if they both fell off a boat.
I mean, that makes sense because that's his wife.
Said that about her husband.
That's what I'm saying. That's my thing is if you're married to somebody, I could completely understand that because you could make another child. You can't make. You see what I'm saying? You can't make another husband that, you know what I'm saying, you could go through that life with. And as sad as that sounds, like, that's nature. If you think about, look at all those fucking animals, the lions and the fucking, you know what I'm saying, that when they win the fight, they kill all of it. They kill the whole lineage. They delete the whole lineage. You see what I'm saying? And that's part of nature. Like, that's, you know what I mean? You're not, like, in nature, like, it's, if it's not your lineage, then it's not to be, you know what I mean? We do, like humans I'm talking about, they do that because, you know, you have sympathy for a woman's past and you say, okay, I'm going to take the responsibility of her kids, you know what I'm saying? But that's usually not the natural way of things. So I'm just gonna say, based off of what you see in nature, that's not natural.
Well, let me ask you this: natural.
Okay.
141-year-old herbalist from Jamaica.
Shout out to
What do you know about what?
That would have been Dr. Cynthia if they didn't.
So what's her story? What happened with her?
I mean, basically, she ate right, and she, you know what I mean? She takes herbs, and she takes care of her body, and if you do certain things, you're going to stay healthy. And she's in an area...
141 years, you believe it?
Yeah, 100%.
She looked like
100%. I believe it.
Still walking around and talking.
Like, Smiley, like, that's like saying... That's like saying...
No high blood pressure.
That's what I'm saying. That's like saying that you don't believe in Dr. Sebi.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, all right, if she's 141 years old, like, how did she survive? Where was she hidden at? Like, there's so much.
Island, bro.
There's just so many questions.
She was in the island eating what she was supposed to be.
Do you really know that she's 141? Like, could she?
I think the skepticism. I think the skepticism comes from us never seeing it before. So when you don't see something before, you're gonna be like, nah.
109. We had 103.
Right.
Our family.
Going to a 90.
That's old. 90. Yeah, that's old period. So if you can get to those ages, I guarantee you could live to more than 100 years. And especially that gives evidence to a lot of the shit that a lot of the ages at least that are attached to the people in the Bible. Because it was saying a lot of those people was dying at like 300, 5,000, and you see what I'm saying? And then after a while it just started shrinking over time. You see what I'm saying? But maybe we're going back to a time where it shrinks, it goes up. It shrinks, it goes up. You see what I'm saying? Because if people are living to 141 in this climate, it had to be somewhere outside of the States because there's too much GMO and artificial shit.
In Jamaica.
Jamaica, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? She probably was growing her shit. You see what I'm saying?
She did say that.
See? When you grow your shit, you know it's made with love. Did you know you could put this is some real shit. Well, allegedly. I don't know. I saw this shit on Google. I'm not gonna say it's some real shit, but they said allegedly if you put your saliva on a seed, any seed, and it grows, it's going to grow what you're deficient in. I was like, word? Because the seed soaks in your DNA. And whatever you're lacking in your DNA for your body, it's going to it's all good. It's gonna basically read your DNA and it's gonna make or grow the whatever you're deficient in. And it's growth process. And I believe that. I do, because I think that this world was really made for us. Nah, I don't know. I ain't do it yet, but I need to learn how to grow. Period. I don't want to fail with that. My first attempt.
Go get the plant. Go get the seed.
Definitely. But I might grow something. I want to start growing by something that I use a lot.
Probably Lowe's or Home Depot.
And then maybe I get a cactus. But I feel like a cactus would die in the wintertime, right?
I don't know. You gotta go ask the people questions when you go there. Like, what weather does this survive?
Because cactuses don't need much, right?
Or
hot weather.
Or what would you suggest for a new plant owner if you just want a plant to have? If you want one to grow stuff, then that's different. But you can still ask them.
I want certain types of plants. Like me personally, I want cannabis plants. I want a cactus plant. I want a Venus flytrap plant. And
a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, I want a Venus.
Do you want them like in your room, or do you want like a greenhouse?
In my room.
Oh my goodness.
I want a Venus flytrap.
Where does the Venus flytrap get out?
What you mean? It's not gonna go out nowhere. Where's it gonna go? It's not gonna grow legs. It can't hop. It can't hop around and shit. It's not gonna. Wasn't that a movie?
You come in the crib,
Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. With Rick Moranis.
Yo, is he still alive?
I hope so.
I think so, right? He just gave up Hollywood, I think.
Yeah. He probably seen some shit.
Yeah, 100. See, this is what I'm talking about.
You just be thinking about it. You just be thinking like they done seen some shit.
It's a weird industry.
Everybody got stories.
Everybody, especially in Hollywood. Some stories are crazy enough.
We even learned what Hollywood could possibly mean.
Exactly. And more and more looks like it's of the latter.
Yo, this chick's 26 and got 6 kids.
That's crazy.
She takes care of her kids. She wants to believe that I'm not gonna say that. She's a good woman.
No, nigga, you said it right the first time. She wants to believe that she's a good woman. But to have 6 kids,
a nice person.
To have
what she said.
To have 6 kids is,
I mean, just things didn't work out.
It's all 6 different baby fathers?
No, 2 different.
Okay, so she had what? Split 3-3?
She had 3 kids with one, and then she had 3 kids with another.
And
she has a baby in the oven, so it's about to be 6.
Okay, so her situation, right? Is she taking any accountability in anything that she did?
And that's by the second one?
Yeah.
So she's saying that I jumped the gun in hopping in the second relationship after the first one. That's what she's saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. As long as she's taking accountability and saying that she fucked up, then I'm good with that. But in that fuck up, if it's I can't even say the word salvageable. If it's salvageable, I can't even say that fast. I can't say it fast. I can say it slow. I can't say it fast. Not right now. But yeah, if it's savable, then You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest thing to do is to get your man back, shorty. Get your guidance back. Because you got a kid and like you had 3 kids with this person. You obviously love this person. I don't know what happened, but if it's something like cheating or something that, you know what I mean, is typical, then you gotta choose whether you want to be typical or you want to be um exceeding the possibilities of having a family in this generation where co-parenting is the norm. You see what I'm saying? I want you to exceed the expectations. I want you to do something different than hasn't normally been done. And if you can, then it's more beneficial than if you don't, or if you don't even try. You see what I'm saying? So if she is watching this, or if anybody's watching this and they're trying to or they're trying to take some accountability in their actions, all I'm saying is it doesn't stop with just, okay, the recognition. It stops when you're actually doing everything in your power to make sure that the family benefits instead of you benefit. So that's what I think. All right, shit. Sushi gas. I don't even like sushi, but I like the gas.
These people are crazy. We have a world full of degenerates or people exhibiting degenerate behavior. This woman, and this is an old video, but I just seen somebody reacting to it. They were on Steve Wilkos. Apparently, this lady and her supposed to be daughter made a video, and she said, and I'm gonna clear this up once and for all, something to that effect. Like, I'm tired of y'all asking me, did my mother do things to me?
Oh, wow.
Since I was born.
Who are you talking about?
It was these 2 women.
Oh, just random. They're not celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, you keep asking me, did my mom do things to me when I was a kid? And then she cut her off. She said, yes, I did. Or since she was like, since she was born. And she was like, she left her father because he didn't want to participate.
What?
And she was like, if I don't got nobody doing stuff to me, then if I want to go in my daughter's room at 2:00 in the morning and do stuff to her, I could. She didn't say that, but I don't want to say it.
That's trauma, yo.
And
that's so
and
much
then
trauma.
she pulled her mammary gland out.
What? Oh, chest.
Yeah, and started doing that in the video too when she said it. Like, if I want to do this, and then she did that, or if I want to do other stuff.
It's my body. I do what I want.
She's like, this my daughter. Like,
she do it out. Okay.
And she was like, and she could. I'm her property.
I think
she could do whatever she wants.
I think that's fake.
That's what the daughter said.
Yeah.
I think that's fake.
She's like, and then she was like, if his and my father, even if my father did it, because you said he did it, like it's his daughter. If they want to tag team their child,
no,
then that's
that is so much trauma. So, like I said, I think that's fake because if that's really what's going on television, and DCF ain't busting in that household, or somebody isn't making some type of a case against it, then. Like, what the fuck? Do we even censor anything on TV?
She was at that point. She probably was.
Even if she was old, it's like, yo, you still admitting to doing some old wild predator shit to your kid.
That's why she was on Steve Wilkos, because that video had came.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now that you say Steve Wilkos, it made me think that this shit was fake because there's actors up there. I remember when we went up on Maury.
The video was out already before she went up there, though. That's why because they played it up there. They were like, oh, these women come up there. I didn't see the episode. Like, you can't find it. I think it took that episode out of circulation.
Yeah. You know, they probably had a business meeting set up about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But to be real, like now that you say Steve Wilkos, I know his rest in peace mentor is Jerry Springer, and Jerry Springer had mad fake people up there, like actors and actresses. Like as soon as they would cut, they would talk about, hey, how y'all feeling? And like,
yeah, one of the girls that's on Babbies, Roly Poly, she was on Jerry Springer. She's a big girl, and she used to be like dancing on the pole and pour chocolate or stuff. You remember when he would have the pole on the stage? Yeah. And that's I'm like, I never seen that episode before, but there's a clip of it online because now she's on Baddies, and she was on Real, New York from Flavor of Love. Then she had Real and Chance, but they had
rest in peace, Real.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Real.
But Chance, he had a show like looking for like how Erica Mena got, but just for women.
Looking for a chance.
Yeah. And Roly Poly, they called her Roly Poly Snack Meal.
That's a big girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because they give them all nicknames.
Roly Poly Snack Meal is hilarious.
And she would always be eating snacks and stuff.
She's a snacker.
Be eating chips or something.
Okay.
What happened to my Pringle? Oh.
Teleported over here.
I don't know. Everybody's crazy. Even to joke like that, they got a lot of backlash because of it. And then they made a video years later reacting to it, and they were just giggling. And she was still following her mom.
Kiki. It was Kiki about that shit. That's crazy. Yeah, you did.
Me too. I don't want to say it on camera, but this is like.
Let's get lifted.
I've been smoking all day.
Get lifted.
But yeah, man. Shit. I do got
one more topic. Good. This is hot. Hot. Too long script. Too long pause. It's hot. Who was the person that said cakes and pies? Cakes and pies? Who was the person that said cakes and pies in the movie? She said, ooh, cakes and pies, cakes and pies. Was that the Gigolo movie? I think it was the Gigolo movie. Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow?
Yeah. The big girl. Not the tall one.
Bigelow, male Gigolo.
Yeah, the first one. I think it was the first one. There's a big black girl, and she said, "Cakes and pies, cakes and pies."
So I do kind of want to talk about Aaron the plumber.
What about him?
So he beefing.
Yeah, we did. Who did we just say this, Bobby?
Yeah, but we ain't really talking about it. Like,
because we don't know about it. I don't know about that nigga he beefing with. Doesn't he beef with Wack?
Well, nah.
He said he's gonna call the boys on him, right?
Wack said he was trolling me, so I trolled him back. You troll me, I troll you back.
Nah, Wack don't be trolling. Wack be dead serious.
That's what Wack said.
He be saying on Pyro, like
that's what Wack said.
All of a sudden, he's just trolling on Pyro.
Made you feel like you was time in your head.
Say that again. That was deep. That shit was deep.
Cause you feel the crap. You ain't. Why are you fighting? Like you was not.
You know about that life. I mean, I'd rather him fight than shoot. I give him more credit than Wack in this situation. If he wanted to fight Wack
why is y'all arguing? What is it about? Nothing. Y'all don't even know each other.
Cause that's his claim to fame, fighting people randomly.
I don't respect that.
He trying to be the new Kimbo Slice.
I mean, Kimbo got a history of fighting. He put that shit on the line. Aaron got to fight like 4 extra or somebody like that.
He feel like he got to redeem himself after Jay Hefner had him leaking.
But that's the dude that got unalived too, though, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you took a squabble by a ghost or lost. I mean, you can't get the run back for that one. You just got to take that out.
But he was upset
that they didn't let him squabble again.
Yeah. I
mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
But they already had multiple rounds, but he wasn't satisfied because he beat him up and not beat him up. I mean, he was swinging back, but
didn't Floyd Mayweather lose in the industry, bro? And he was crying on camera.
He was crying too.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, and look who Floyd is, though. This is what I'm saying. Like, you could respect that because he was crying that he couldn't get his get back, and when you're competitive, that's how I get. You see what I'm saying? Some people get emotional after they win the title. You see what I'm saying? I can't get mad at that because you having that boost of endorphins at that time and you getting emotional and shit. Like, I'm not mad at that. I am mad when motherfuckers talk tough and they can only back it up through guns. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's pussy to me. I can't respect that. Like, for me, I just feel like the people that are quick to shoot instead of duke it out is the people that are less intelligent than the people that want to duke it out.
But then, like, this nigga talking about, yo, I'm gonna put some more holes in your face.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah, he was really coming from.
Who said that?
Aaron, the plumber. He said it about Wack.
Now, do me this favor real quick. If you just look at the curse and see what you gotta say. Yeah, let me say this, bro. See what you gotta say. Damn, Marquetta.
Oh, Mark, that's the other dude?
What you gonna do? I'm from, right? What from? You said you ain't gonna already know. Homies, what that already know. He's a scrub. Get on scrub. Hey, check this out. Check this out, partner. I'll put some holes in your face, homie. You're charging us for being a hoe.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Wack.
Get my record over. So basically, there's a little beef going on with Aaron the plumber and the Saint, formerly the Saint in the Center. So the Saint is now in Atlanta. So when Aaron the plumber was in Atlanta, she was like the assistant to him. So he was staying with her and things like that. And Aaron the plumber was supposed to go on to the Saint. The Saint wanted him to come on to the podcast, but something happened. I think we're gonna find out now that Aaron the plumber's gonna say, hey, the Saint didn't want to give him enough money to come, and then so now you have this dust up. Just to give you a little bit of information of what we're hearing here. About that. Just tell everybody this. Why you wasn't in Atlanta? Why you wasn't say that when you was in Atlanta? Why did you say that when you was out here? Why did you get tough when you was in Atlanta? Real quick.
They're doing too much talking. If y'all was gonna do something,
you know Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is whole shit. I'm not doing nothing back and forth. I'm not arguing with you. See me when you see me.
Why somebody spit on you? You ain't do nothing, tough guy. So remember, Aaron the plumber was in Atlanta. I think he did 20 versus 1 with Love Mike. Shout out to that episode. And so I guess while he was there, he was supposed to link. And so now what the Saint is saying, the Saint and Sarah saying, hey, listen, you're talking tough right now, but when you was in Atlanta, you wasn't talking like that. But Aaron the plumber is like, listen, I'm coming back to Atlanta. Let's meet up so I can put these things on you. Now what Marquette is saying is, you know what I'm saying? I'll put some more holes in your face. Gunshots! And you talking tough to me, but when Ray J and the security guards had you out there in LA and the dude spit on your back,
I guess he was fucking with Ray J's exes or something.
I'm glad you don't want to get up and I'm dropped. Beat your dad, boy. I'm going across the world for whooping. He's a hoe. You want the guy who spit on you? He's a hoe. I'll whoop the guy who spit on you. I will whoop you. I was on everything I love. So very rarely do I see the Saint in the Center get like high energy towards people. But in this case, Aaron the plumber seems to want to be a little bit more relaxed. And Marquette seems to be a little bit more like out of character.
I know he think that nigga Aaron the plumber is pussy, yo. You don't think he gonna do that? But Aaron will. I think Aaron will just like what up. And then you gotta put all that word shit to the test.
Anybody still hit him?
Cause he talking about shooting this shit. He went to the shooting.
I tell you, bro, you ain't gonna do. That's how he's giving the energy. Wow, like, Marquette is turning up, like, you don't really know me like that. And I don't know. He might do it. I have no idea.
It's like, why would you do it? If niggas try to fight you, you go into the gun shit. That's pussy, yo.
Somebody spit on me. It's gonna run it. Well, you don't want to run it, right? And I'm done with you don't want to meet up with me. You don't want to meet me. Damn, I'm dropping. It's your boy.
Yeah, if he's pussy for letting a nigga spit on him, then you shouldn't have no problems meeting up with him and
If I'm
fighting
not
him.
mistaken, isn't the same considered like a boxer? Something like that? So he said meet up. I guess he's not afraid of his boxing experience. I think the Satan Center is a fighter, so you was just blowing
Ain't
up
she
my
just
phone.
fighting
My
then?
mom was doing some weird things. You know what I'm saying? I got all the screenshots. You weird. Oh God, you just calling my mom blowing up. You're weird.
Oh, her mom?
Now listen, the same went from just like crashing out.
This is
Now he
wild.
listen to the conversation with they still has they going in. This
I
time
take my opinion back. I don't want to be
He-
forfeit this
While they
situation.
going in,
Like,
okay, this is
oh,
why YouTube
yo,
is
fuck
entertaining.
that, yo.
So
You
again,
niggas
Aaron
is
was
weird.
staying
Both
with the
of them.
lady in the
Both
middle
of them
while
was
they was
wild.
there, okay, while he was in Atlanta. That was
I don't
like
know
his
what's
assistant
going
at the
on.
time, his video shoots and all that. She was with him the whole time, helping him get up. And at the same time, this lady used to work for Marquette. Oh God, you just calling my mom blowing up. You're weird. You got mental health issues. Mental health issues. Oh God, you have mental health issues. Your apartment is dirty as just clean up trace up. I was there 2 days. Nasty.
Oh,
And now Marquette,
man.
he just left. So basically, he's saying he was with the girl for a few days and she didn't even clean her house. She's like, yeah, because you were there. I was there for 2 days. Oh, she said it was dirty, but you still wanted to clap these cheeks. What the fuck is that? Again, now, you see Marquette now, take the center. He just
The sound of sex. Yeah, this shit wild,
man. Like everybody else. This is why I love black people. You never know what you're going to get.
How long is this shit now?
It's almost done.
No, this shit is not almost done. Nigga, hell no, yo.
Oh, God, I never said that. Never said that. You got dirty ass
This shit drama, man. I don't got nothing to say about this drama shit.
He knows more about this YouTuber than we do.
Call him Mark with it now. Say they all just having fun. I don't know what's going on, but
Who is Mark White?
That's what he's calling the dude, but the dude is like, he's sitting there while Aaron the plumber is talking to this chick like he was just turned up a minute ago. Now it's like mad calm, you just letting them engage with each other and you just sitting here just listening to it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's looking YouTube. And that's what OJ is going on.
After it broke up, like, oh, we broke up. Let me tell my side.
What are you talking about? It's one of the cold.
I think as a content creator, fighting anger, sex, and we were just talking about this shit. And fucking that type of shit gets people, and funny shit, gets people interacting quicker than anything else.
It was this guy that he kept posting content saying he was gonna unalive himself, but he haven't posted it for years, and then he would be pretending to cry, but like no tears would come out. And Abba and Preach was like, this nigga lying. Like, he just doing this because people are responding to it, because you've been saying that. He said, not saying like that, I'm glad he's still here, but I'm like, he's like, I don't think that he was like, look, he been trying to cry for 10 minutes. But he was like sniffling and making faces and stuff.
Forcing it.
But yeah, but
Yeah,
not
how we feel about forcing shit. Shit crazy. Shit wild. It's a wild industry.
Well, you're deceiving people.
Yeah. Deceiving and deceit in general is a wild shit.
And I don't know, and that's nothing to joke about. I would hope. I mean, not, because there really are people that feel like that.
True.
And you're making people not want to take it serious because they don't know if they can trust it.
True.
But I want to talk about this guy, Child Tim. He made a TikTok channel. He posted himself. He was very upset because he just realized he's the only living person in his family.
Yeah.
And
sad.
he's only 27. So he breaks down.
Why are you trying to make us cry at the end of the podcast? Is this what we have?
I found his TikTok and I subscribed to him, and that's what people are saying. And
drop his link.
Drop
his link.
His TikTok is Salamander. Okay, don't judge. We listen. Excuse me, and we don't judge.
We got to. It's Salamander.
Salamander 666.
Oh yeah, nah.
S as in Sierra.
Nah.
A as in Alpha.
Nah.
L as in Libra.
We not.
A as in Alpha.
We not doing.
M as in Mary. A as in Alpha.
G
N as in Nancy. Stop.
F
D as in Delta.
Deltoid.
E as in Echo. R as in Red.
I should have said F as in
666, the number.
Freakazoid. Remember Freakazoid?
That's his TikTok. Go follow him.
That's crazy.
And show support.
No,
just because that's his name, that doesn't mean he's making spells and like trying to
stop excusing shit that you don't know the intentions of, because you don't know what the fuck he's about. So you have to go internally. You feel that way internally, but I don't feel that way internally.
He had real.
I feel like 100%. If he lost his whole family, it could have been because of him, and we don't know that shit.
Listen.
Member of my family left. There ain't nobody else. They passed away. I'm 27, and my mama died before she was even 40. My baby brother and baby sister both passed away as infants. And today I realized that if anything were to happen to me today, not a single person on this earth would know I was gone.
You better have kids, bro.
That's what somebody said.
And I want some record that I existed. That I was here.
Get you a lineage, big dog.
Actually redone this a couple of times, but.
Is that it? So, like I said, that's very unfortunate, but I don't think that certain things are coincidences anymore. I think that there's a reason behind every little thing, and whether it be some shit that we understand or whether it be some shit that we don't understand, I feel like the best thing that you could do for somebody who genuinely needs help is help them how you can. But if you feel like you're being deceived in any sort of way, then you better stick to your intuition in that regard. And my intuition says anybody that puts that mark represents what I know to be as against 9 ether beings, which is us. So if that's the situation, if it's 666 and
you think he's the Antichrist?
I think if he puts 666, then he understands.
I'm not gonna judge.
Hold on. Let me finish saying what I'm gonna say. If he puts 666 and it's not a demonic thing, right? Then he represents beings that have 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons, right? There are beings called 9 ether beings that have 9. That's basically the completion number. If you pay attention to like numerology and all of that shit, like 9 is a completion number. So there's, 9 ether beings, which is supposed to be of darker complexion and more melanin and yada yada yada. And there are 6 ether beings. The 6 ether beings naturally are dying out, right? So once you think of the 6 ether beings naturally being dying out, those beings resonate to a certain frequency, right? Just because they're in 6, that number repetitively. You see what I'm saying? So if people are saying that it's not a demonic thing, then it's a spiritual thing. And if you're talking about the spirit world and the spirit sense, if you're representing a 6 ether being and not a 9 ether being, those are opposites or opposition to each other naturally. Naturally, because one is promised life, one is not promised life. One has to survive at any means necessary, and one naturally, if everything was natural, would just flourish. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like when I see that, I see the enemy, bro. I can't help it. Like I'm not even seeing, oh, he's in Satan's army. No, I'm seeing a person that is with entities that don't really care about my being as a culture, as a people, as a, you see what I'm saying? And now they want sympathy for them. It's like it's hard to sympathize with people that don't sympathize with
But
you.
the whole race of people are not.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying him specifically never did anything to help out other people that look like me. And if he did, it would go, oh, well, all these black people would have came out and been like, yo, this dude is really a good dude. He helped us out and he was always fair to everybody, yada, yada. We're not hearing that. What we're hearing is
so
he had to sympathize.
He had to have done something for us to have
I'm
sympathy.
saying we have to know him to have some sort of sympathy because we have to believe him. So if you believe him,
you have to know them to believe that, to give them sympathy.
You have to know that there is some truth to what is being said or what is being told to you to have sympathy 100%.
Here's a good thing to what you're saying. I watched this stupid shit called the Creeps episodes. And it's this dude that's supposed to be this serial deleter, and he, in one of the episodes, he has a parachute lying in the middle of the desert while this guy is going bird watching.
Okay.
And he has his shoe, and the guy is like, he sees the shoe and he thinks that somebody's over there, and he goes over there and kicks it, and the guy pops up behind him. Like, oh my God, like he's disoriented, like he landed somewhere else and his shoe fell off over there or something like that. Okay. He does this elaborate thing. He says, I've seen the bird that you were looking for. And he's trying to do the right thing, trying to help this person. And the inevitable happens. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Both the most powerful frequencies.
I mean, yeah, man, you gotta, going back to discernment, you gotta know, like, you gotta use that internal intuition to your benefit, because if not, you're gonna get caught lacking out here. It's like so many people are passing. Rest in peace, George Foreman.
Facts. Rest in peace.
Recently, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest boxers ever, one of the hardest hitters ever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of legends are passing. It's crazy. You say death happens in threes, and it's really happening like that. Like Angie Stone happened, him, and somebody else that just died. Was it one of the Jacksons?
Well, Gene Hackman passed.
Oh, Gene Hackman, yeah. Kind of set that off.
And his wife.
That was
and the dog.
That was kind of suspect. I can understand if the dog was locked up, then yeah, I can understand the dog dying. But for her and him to die and them not know about it in the same time frame is kind of suspect. But rest in peace to them. I hope there was no foul play. We just died naturally.
In New Mexico.
You know what I'm saying? Because death is just a return, if you think about it. Like, I really think death is just a return to, like, what it was before you were born. It's like, you know what I mean? A lot of people say people's birthdays are like solar returns. And I think that's what that is. Like, you're just returning to source. You're returning to, like, that big ocean of energy instead of the little bit of energy that's contained in the flesh, which is kind of crazy. Because, like, do you lose you? Kinda, but not really, because you're returning to source. So if you're returning to source, source is life, and you have life, but you only have a little bit of life, then that makes sense. And energy never dies. Oh, it's me. My bad. My bad. I forgot I was in the session.
YG's shocking admission.
YG?
Yeah, he talks about being essayed
Oh man.
By a man? By a woman?
He said by his he was 14 or 15. It was his girlfriend mom.
Yeah, man, that's just fucked up.
And he describes it
in the song.
Verse, like
that's his therapy, though.
In
people
detail.
gotta remember that's his therapy, though.
Yeah.
His music is his therapy, and that's how he's gonna talk about that shit that some people wouldn't.
And he said he never told nobody this the first time. Everybody.
And he decided to make a song about it.
I mean, that's his therapy, though, Smiley.
Yeah, that's true.
And
You
nobody
gotta
knows
get that
nobody,
shit out.
his family or nothing. He never told nobody.
Cause he probably has all type of trauma from that about trust, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then still keep it a secret and still be her boyfriend.
You said what?
Still keep it a secret and still be the girl's boyfriend.
If it was the person that caused you that trauma, I don't think he with her.
No, but I'm saying like you.
I don't know how
you
long
messing with the daughter, and then the mom try to have an affair with you.
Yeah, you tell the daughter, and then you say, "I can't be around the mother," and that's the solid thing to do. The fucked up thing to do is smash and then make the problem worse, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, now you smashing the mother and daughter. Like,
I guess that would be the noble move to make, but I think like
yeah, you gotta break
if
away.
a boy is getting that type of shit, it'd probably be like a crazy situation for him.
It is, but is it worth
it?
He
said he didn't know. He was confused. He was, cause she just did it. Like he didn't know.
He was
that
14.
This was happening.
He was a minor. He was taken advantage of. He was S8 for real. Like, we're thinking, oh yeah, that's a plus because you know he's a boy. And he might have wanted that shit, but you're still getting taken advantage of because you're a minor. At least in America, you see what I'm saying? You're a minor, and then she took advantage of you. She was in the wrong way.
Oh shit!
Oh, he just said it straight out like that.
Yeah, no that's the beginning of the song.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? That's deep. His mama probably beat the shit out that girl.
Nobody knew.
No. I'm just talking about like if she survived that shit. His mama, I could see his mama's a gangster. Like she was in that video. I think she was blood too. She was all red. Like I was like, oh, I'm a blood. Oh, okay, yeah, it's different. It's different. Cali is a different place.
They usually do be like that, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like everybody in the family be a gang.
California is a different place. It's just a different place. But, yeah, man.
But he said that's why he look at women a certain way.
I bet.
And you don't trust them.
You don't trust them that way. I bet. It makes sense to me. But at least he's, like I said, talking about it. Acknowledgement is the first sign of
that gotta be crazy. You told nobody in your family hear that song in the first line.
Y'all got raped. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy as fuck. But I'd rather they know than not know. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather they know than not know. Just because he feels better about talking about it and letting there be light to it. Like sometimes it take a long time. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she need to get arrested now, but I'm saying that she needs to be known as somebody who did that to a young man. Like that has to be on her jacket, and people have to know about that shit. You see what I'm saying? She don't have to have no jail time.
He just needs to get it out.
Yeah, and that's some real shit. Like she might not have changed. You see what I'm saying? She might have did that to somebody else, some other kid. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, but he probably not gonna press charges.
No, that's why I said I don't want any.
Oh, I got something crazy for you.
What up?
This dude, he did a experiment.
Don't die with that fucking
where
gasoline fluid shit you did.
His name is Scam Likely.
His name is Scam Likely. Okay.
Yeah. He did a video where he was like, "It's the easiest way to get women."
Mm-hmm.
He was getting them off the ex-offenders list.
Oh my god.
and getting them. So that's successfully getting them, going through the whole situation.
That's manipulation.
Showing the whole video of everything.
That's manipulation.
They didn't know what he was doing, but he was showing the whole message of how it was going, and they were, it was consensual.
But it's still manipulation because he's doing it for clout.
Well, not manipulation, but taking them. I mean, they're vulnerable.
Exploiting them. It's not taking advantage.
It's specifically taking advantage.
He ain't doing nothing to them. He would have talked to them anyway.
Exactly.
His intention wasn't to have sex with these women.
They
so that's good. Hold on. So what I'm saying, what I'm saying is the reason why it's manipulation is because you saw a situation, right? You say these women aren't for reproduction, or I'm not going to marry these women.
Right.
I'm going to get these women to have sex with these women because these women are easier to have sex with. That's when it becomes a tactic, when it's not natural, when it's not like, yo, I really like this girl, or you see what I'm saying?
If you feel that way, then nobody should sleep with women.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
If you're not gonna do it, you can't say that if you're doing that.
This is not what I'm saying. I feel like you're hearing what your emotional ears. You're not hearing with your logical ears. Because logically, what I'm saying is, if you fuck with somebody, right? There is a difference between the people that you want to have sex with just because they look good. Ex with just because they
make the goat cheese.
Make the goat cheese with because they look good versus the people that you want to make the goat cheese with and be with for like a minute because you like the way they make you feel as a person. Those are two different people. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this, but I'm saying if it is towards that, if you know that it's not nothing serious, this person has to know, or you're being manipulated. This person has to know, yo, I don't want a relationship with you. I don't want this. I don't want that. If we're gonna do this, it has to be under these standards.
He was telling them that, and that be something. We don't. He said he was telling them.
It's more of a benefit for them than it is for him. Like I feel like in a sense, because of him being an influencer and having a bag to be able to even, do this prank, it looks like, it's terrible. It's exploitation more so.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. It's exploitation. No. That's what I said. I'm agreeing with you. It is exploitation. But what I'm saying is that he's more of a benefit to them than they are to him. It's like he's lowering his standards. It's like really like he's desperate. It's like a desperate resort. So it's like if you wanted to have relations with someone and you didn't want to have to go to a maybe get on a dating site, or you didn't want to go on what you call it, Tinder or something like that, right? You don't want to go through all those steps. You know that there's women that may be attractive to you, that may have had an issue in life, if you're gonna be more noble about it, and then say, you know what, I'm gonna look at these women, you know what I mean? Okay, you know what, she's not really a bad person, just somebody was 17 and she was 19, you know what I mean? And this happened or whatever, but she's learned her lesson, she, whatever. And you be in a relationship with her or whatever, you have to deal with the stigma of dealing with this woman that's on the ex-offenders list. And now you know that if you have children with her, she can't go pick the kid up. You know what I mean? Like all this other stuff, like, you know what I mean, that you got to deal with in that relationship. So it's like, it's really desperate for a dude to do that. And more so for that woman, you know what I mean? Like she ruined her life. Like, it's like, for him, it's like, yo, it's a crash out. Like, really, like, why would you do that? But then it's like, yo, these, like I said earlier, these influencers, they're shock jocks. They're doing this for the entertainment value of it. But I'm just saying, like, do those women not need love? Like even if they do, just because they know
love. He just making content with them and probably not talking to them no more. But if you're not gonna take it to the next level,
what dude of any real conscience is really messing with them like that?
So if anybody does that, then it's the same thing.
It's giving them something.
Even if you tell
Smiley,
them.
It's giving them hope.
Smiley, just for him to put the content on his channel and him be successful with the content that he did from these young ladies, right?
He should get more people.
Hold on. Just for him to do that is going to inspire a person who is also desperate, because like we had this conversation before, men will stick their dick in anything with a hole. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, they're going to, if they haven't already, be taken advantage of, you're right, by men that see them in this predicament. And the only reason why this is worthy of talking about it on a pod is because he's doing it on a platform which is his platform, and he has some followers. So people are going to be influenced, because he's an influencer, to do similar shit that he does. You see what I'm saying? Just like fucking Corey Kenshin, he inspires people that play the game, that listen to a certain music. That's the influence that he has on the culture. You see what I'm saying? Fucking, who else? Petey Pie and all them niggas, same difference. It's just, you know what I mean? The culture look a little different because he up there in wherever the fuck he's in, and you know what I'm saying? He has his demographic. It's just like, yo, if you're an influencer, you're gonna influence the culture, and it's either positive or negative. Like with Kanye, it's so up and down, it's hard to decipher which one he really stands for. You see what I'm saying? At this point, right now. So the people that I choose to pay attention to or acknowledge gotta be the people that I feel like are moving at a pace where, okay, that's honorable, that's respectable. I could at least understand that. You see what I'm saying? The people that's not moving at that speed or pace, I gotta understand they're not there yet, and because they're not there yet, I know that misery loves company. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know that misery loves company, and misery doesn't want to be by itself, so it's gonna drag me into any opportunity that I don't duck. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's crazy out here. You gotta see the writings on the wall sometimes. That shit crazy.
That's my anxiety.
Yeah, we gotta get you on camera, E, because you be out here. Killed that shit right quick. Oh, you got some music too, E. Tell the people about that.
What do you mean tell them about it?
Tell them to go to your personal page.
Oh no, because I need to record it over.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's up there, but that's just on my phone. I need to record it for you.
Okay, well.
But yeah,
never mind. I
go to my page, the Heffa 691.
Here.
I think _Heffa, maybe 691. And it's gonna be listed in the description box, and the link will be there too. Go check out my page. I have a short story up there too that I just made up off the top of my head, and like I was just recording while I was thinking of it. But yeah, go check it out. There are 2 songs there, but again, I need to re-record it, so it's just like a raw version. Anybody, go subscribe to my channel, and you could get what's the word?
A t-shirt.
You can get I don't have no merch yet. Don't be saying stuff.
We could make some.
You could get exclusive because right now, because I'm gonna take the raw video down. So
okay.
Go listen to
which one? Wait, which one?
Both of them.
Both of what?
Everything.
Everything
Just
that
go.
we did? That's
No,
a lot
not-
of videos, yeah.
No, not what you delete that, right?
What?
What I recorded, I told you to delete it. Because it wasn't right.
What do you mean delete it? Oh, off the computer?
Yeah.
Why would I do such a terrible thing?
What you mean, why would you do it? I cut it. It's no good.
It's no good. It's a guideline of what's to come. I didn't like save it, but it's what's the word? Salvageable. Oh man. We could sample it or some shit.
No, you could delete it.
Damn.
But yeah, have a good day, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post our Go Live. I'm Lahefa.
I'm Magmar, the Pokemon.
That's Smiley Jizzle. And we out.
Yo, I'm hot as fuck, yo. Magmar, use molten rock. Magmar.
Shut